Was there a problem when you were opening the package for your new ink cartridges? Was there some sort of disappointment?
Well, I've put it in. I'm not disappointed. I just thought it should have said that it was a yellow one. That's why. Did I sound like I was disappointed?
I happened to just be sat here.
Yeah.
And I watched you. I was a voyeur. I was a peeping Tom, and I watched you open the box. And you opened the box, Sarah. This is what he did. He opened the box, and he went.
Sometimes I just, because I've been waiting for that thing to arrive for 2 or 3 days, and maybe I raised my expectations, and when I opened the box and it was just in there, and it was, I don't know, it was not as exciting as I thought it might be. Hey.
I'm sorry to hear that. Now, how are we all?
Yeah, I'm well. How are you, Sean? You all right?
I'm just knackered. Remember, knackered.
Yeah,
15 years.
Listen,
my eyes hurt.
I remember how it used to be. I honestly, when the kids were very small, we had like 4 under the age of 5. I think it was madness. Imagine. And I remember I just booked a tour to just get me. And Addison, my agent at the time, just said to her, "Where do you want to go?" I said, "Anywhere. I don't care." A number of times. The tour manager would turn up with a car, and I'd crawl in the back seat and fall asleep and just wake up at the gig, and that was it.
I'm not surprised.
Uninterrupted sleep.
I mean, now you know when you need something from the shop,
and
I don't know about you. There's always a kind of we need something from the shop, and there's always the kind of hope that the other person will go because you can't be bothered to go to the shop.
Of course.
And now it's like, oh, we need bread. I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll get the bread.
Yeah.
No, it's all right. Okay, you relax. You stay here. You relax. Yeah. I've been taking Mildred on 8-hour walks.
Totally. Yeah. No, I can remember that. I'll put the bins out. I'll do it. Yeah. You were a long time. Yeah, I know. Someone put the bin down the end of the road, so I had to go and get it. You smell like you've been drinking. No. It's
exactly that.
Yeah, it's not very doggy related, but it's it is nevertheless real life, and as we know,
yes.
Dogs are part of our real life. And I challenge you to come up with a better segue than that.
Phenomenal.
Thank you. I think
phenomenal.
Richard Madeley would have been proud of that.
Mildred, whilst we've got our new son Oscar in the in the bedroom.
Sorry, isn't your dog called Casper?
Yeah,
your son called Casper.
Oh, what did I say?
You called him Oscar.
Oh God! It keeps happening.
Okay, well, don't worry. At least it wasn't being recorded. What the hell? I mean. Anyway,
Mike, can I just say, in my defence, the staff at the nursery make that mistake as well.
Okay, right. So,
are
you annoyed when they make that mistake?
No.
You just let it go, and But
I can't believe I did that. God.
Okay. Well, we'll let it
go. Casper.
Yeah.
The ghost, the friendly ghost. Oh my God. I don't even know what I was saying. Oh yes. So, Mildred. Mildred.
Yes.
Is no longer allowed in the main bedroom.
Oh. This is a new thing because of Casper, because Casper's on the bed, or
yes, precisely that.
I see,
exactly.
Right. And how's she taken to that? Is she unhappy about it?
I think she's not over the moon about it. To be honest, I don't really like it, but I think it just has to be. It has to be the case for the meantime, because sometimes Mildred won't. When she goes to jump onto the bed, she doesn't know that Casper is on is quite close.
Of course, so you've got to be very careful, haven't you?
So you have to be careful. So I think it might just be temporary, but it's Mildred's not used to having too many boundaries, so it's
No.
It's getting used to it. I think she's a bit down about it. But
where is she sleeping then? Is she in the kitchen or something? Or
no, she's in Wilder's bed.
Oh, she's in Wilder's. Oh, she's okay, probably. Does Wilder like that? Does Wilder like that?
Yeah, I think I actually yes, but I think Wilder's asleep before Mildred is in bed. So Mildred will go to bed later, and Wilder will already be asleep.
Because otherwise, you'd probably get howling and stuff if she's on her own. Would you? Do you think?
I'll tell you what she does do, and again, this is new. This is all for any new listeners. I recently moved, and I moved into a place where we can kind of have the curtains open, so people can't see in.
Yeah.
Unless you get into the front garden. So now Mildred is always waiting. It's a really sad image, actually. But she's waiting at the window and looking out,
waiting for you.
Yeah. So you get there and her tail's wagging, and so I do. It's a kind of touching image, but it's sad. You go, I hope she's not been there the whole time.
Yes, I know, looking out. Well, quite often you see that when you see a dog looking out the window, and they seem very happy.
Well, we don't, and I'm not just saying this. We don't, we really don't leave Mildred on her own too much.
No, you don't. No.
So she's quite lucky in that regard. Now, how's Dolly?
Well, Dolly's really well. We've had Nellie staying with us for a bit. Nellie is as you know, Phoebe's dog. Phoebe, my daughter, and her boyfriend, and they're doing up their house. So Nellie comes over. She's not enjoying the disruption very much, so she comes and stays over. And Nellie is I've talked about this in the past, that she goes crazy watching the telly. She start barking at anything on the telly, really. So we've had to kind of deal with it. We think we found a solution, because she's got a celebrity crush, Nellie has, and she's rather fallen for Kirsty Allsop. And so we just noticed that we were watching Love It or List It, and it's that property program. And when Kirsty's on, she was absolutely transfixed by her wisdom and beauty, no doubt. But she absolutely loved seeing Kirsty Allsop on the telly. And then when Phil Spencer comes on, she's not that interested. She kind of,
fair enough.
So she's definitely team Love It. That's the thing.
So do you think is Nellie well behaved generally?
Yeah, she is. I mean, she's excitable. She's a bit in character, a bit like Mildred, I think. She's excitable and sort of forgets herself, but is extremely well-meaning. You know what I mean?
Yes. And if you want to, but if you do want to calm her down, you can just slap on the telly, get a bit of Kirsty on.
Get Kirsty Allsop. I might get some Kirsty Allsop on my phone, if that's not going to feel or look like a weird thing to do, and just see if I can show it to Nellie and calm her down.
Please do that in public. Yeah, that Jack D.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was showing videos of Kirsty Allsop to his dog. Very odd. And Juniper, any Juniper updates, Sarah?
No, I was going to say to you though, that I have the camera, so I rarely have to leave Juniper.
I forget this. Yes,
yeah, if I do, then this might be something that you could get for Mildred if you wanted to see if she was actually by the window the whole time. And now when I check it, Juniper will be asleep on the couch, so I feel so much better about that.
That's really good.
Yeah, before there was some crying, and our lounge door that's got windows so she can look through, and she would just be there looking and crying for the first hour or so. Now she's not doing that. She's kind of looking around and then she'll have a sleep. But I'm so glad that I can see that. Then I don't need to keep checking because I know she's fine.
And does the camera record it as well, or is it just a live feed?
It's just the live feed, yeah.
Right, okay, yeah.
Jack, you sound like you're planning on breaking in.
Out of interest, so you got an alarm? Have you got an alarm? Yeah.
Oh, that's very good. Okay, I'll look into that, and that's what you get the app on the phone, and it's all very easy. And
it's very easy.
All of that stuff.
Yeah, and that's with a baby, like a baby monitor type thing, is it, Sarah?
Yeah, it's literally like a little camera.
Yeah.
It wasn't very expensive,
okay.
And you just plug it in, and it just shoots the room, sort of thing. Yeah.
Do you lock your windows?
There is an alarm, so don't try it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, it's Bedford after all. You got to
Yes. There's a drinking game for anyone that wants to binge Oh My Dog podcast. You can have a shot every time Jack takes a dig at Bedford. You'll be plastered. We've got a nice email here.
I have, yes, from Becky in southeast London.
Yeah.
Do you want to read it, or do you want me to?
Well, it sounded like you were kind of taking over, which I didn't mind at all.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't mean to push in. It's quite a long one, but I'm happy to go for it anyway. It says, "Hi, Jack, Sean, and Sara, and Dolly, Mildred, and Juniper. So with the warmer weather, I was reminded of a time a few summers ago when we paid a visit to the local woods. Before entering the woods, there's a big expanse of green where people have picnics, socialise and generally relax. There was a gentleman who had decided to sunbathe right in the middle of the open field. As the sun warmed his bones, he had fallen into a deep slumber with his arms behind his head. We were walking, enjoying the sun, when suddenly our dog, a crazy cockapoo called Henry, took off full pelt towards this man, ignoring our calls to return. He ran straight up to him and stuck his nose right in his ear before having a good old sniff. If you've ever had a dog sniff inside your ear before, you'll know that it tickles, is wet and very loud. It obviously woke up the man, who let out an almighty shriek before sitting bolt upright. Henry, of course, chose this moment to zoom back to us as though nothing had happened. We shouted our profuse apologies to the man and disappeared into the woods. That walk was punctuated with both guilt and uncontrollable laughter once we were safely out of earshot of the man, of course. Love the podcast, long-time listener, and it's Becky from southeast London." Well, thank you very much, Becky. That was that's quite a thing. I'm wondering if if Henry, perhaps, if Henry is a rescue dog or a retired working dog, if Henry had been like a retired cadaver dog trained to look for dead people, which can happen. I mean, there are. And he must have oh, hello, there's a corpse. I'll go over and that's an explanation. It's feasible, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. It's very feasible.
Yeah.
Also, the other one could be that the man was, having a picnic.
Yeah.
As Becky said that people do, and had some food.
As I was reading it, though, this is sort of, unjustified, really. But as you introduced the character of this man, I didn't like him anyway. Did you? I just didn't like him. What are you doing lying on your own in the middle of the park? You weirdo. I'd set my dog on you.
I'm in total. Do you know what? I hadn't actually considered that, and now that you say it, I'm in total agreement. That's perfect. Yeah. Jack D, spreading negativity for decades with great success. You're absolutely right. I can't stand him.
Yeah, I think he deserved it.
Yeah, with his arms behind his head. Yeah, he was asking for it.
He's lucky. It's a
good area though when your dog embarrasses you. I wonder if any other people have got examples they can send to us. That would be nice to hear.
Please do get in touch with that. We'd love to hear that. I mean, the only things that come to mind for me is when Mildred has tripped me over.
Oh right, yes.
I've gone straight down on the pavement.
On the pavement.
In fact, I told you about that. I remember I told you about that. Yeah, it was a while ago. She, the reflex behind the knee. That point of the knee where you just tap it, you drop down. She got me there, and just dropping down in an alley. It was an alley.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and you went over.
Yeah. Absolutely pathetic.
It's like a clown act or something. That sounds like it's just. I know. So sorry, you got something for us, have you?
Right, I don't want to put this in the script because I wanted to surprise you.
Oh, great.
But basically, we've heard from our friend Phoebe Gander. And do you remember that Sean asked for her to put Dolly as an old lady with Jack in a photo, get AI to do this for us?
Yes, yeah.
So this has happened. And Jack, I will apologise in advance.
This is AI.
No. What have I done now?
So, are you ready?
We're about
to
see an AI image of Jack, I think, having a cuddle. That is a photo of Jack having a nice little cuddle with Dolly. If Dolly was
a human,
a human,
yes,
both fully clothed, I might add.
Phoebe, I mean, it's not the most flattering of Jack. So Phoebe went back and said, "Can you make it look like Jack D a bit more, please?"
Yes.
So here we go.
I've got to tell you, where's my hand? What's that doing? Oh, I can't believe this.
That is some worrying hand placement.
It is a bit. Yeah.
Dolly looks smitten.
Honestly, officer, she just wanted a photo taken. I don't know. I tell you, I got to say though, I would watch that sitcom, wouldn't you?
Jack in a pork pie hat.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure that second one is AI, to be honest with you.
Oh, thanks, Phoebe.
Oh,
brilliant.
That is wonderful.
Well done. Yeah.
Oh, well done, Phoebe, and AI. Now, Martin Clunes is an actor and director best known for playing Gary in Men Behaving Badly and the grumpy GP in ITV's Doc Martin. He recently reunited with Neil Morrissey for the travel series Neil and Martin's Bon Voyage, and his latest projects include the ITV drama Out There and the wildlife series Islands of the Atlantic. He also voiced the beloved cartoon pup Kipper, and his book Meetings with Remarkable Animals, out now, celebrates heroic and extraordinary creatures. But we don't want to talk about all of Martin's amazing achievements. We want to get to know him for his dogs.
Greatness.
Murray.
Who's that?
I know that you've got 5 dogs, Martin, at the moment.
5 until a couple of weeks ago, unfortunately.
I'm
lost
sorry.
Laura, who was a retired guide dog we'd had come to live with us for the last couple of years.
Oh, bless. Had a lovely couple of years, though, I'm sure. So, who is that you just held up?
That's Murray.
That's Murray. So, I mean, you're more of a dog fanatic than enthusiast, really, aren't you? To have that many is really quite something.
Well, it's Nellie.
Yeah. So talk us through how you ended up with so many dogs. Anyway, what's been going on?
What are we up to? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Why? That's a good question. I never thought to ask. Why have we done this to ourselves? We started with one, Mary, that we had before our daughter was born. And then daughters are okay.
Yeah.
And then Mary was very special, and she had all kinds of problems with her hips and knees when she was tiny and had lots of surgery. So she became sort of super special and slept between our pillows. And then when we moved, then we thought it would be nice to get another little Cocker Spaniel for Mary, but that went disastrously wrong. She didn't like her. They never bonded, and they fought horrendously to the extent that actually we had to separate. We had to have Tina go and live elsewhere, which was heartbreaking because it was my dentist dog.
Yeah.
And then poor old Mary died whilst we were away. And on the way back from the airport, we picked up Tina from my in-laws. And just to see the relief on my daughter's face, I realised what a sacrifice she'd made in, having to let the other one go. But it was too horrendous, and we kept getting bitten in the crossfire. Anyway, that's well behind us. And then we were looking for another dog. Heidi May, she's over there. She's and we bred from her. We had a litter of 7, and we kept one, Bob Jackson, who's there now. But Heidi, after the litter, went blind, and now Bob's pretty much blind. So it's like a shit zoo. 2 blind cockers.
Yes.
And then John and Murray. I got Murray's brother, John. John, come.
Are there any difficulties that come with having blind dogs? Especially.
Well, we're okay. We're well placed here because our house is in the middle of our farmland. And we'd made a track already as I drive a carriage, and it's very hilly here. So we'd sort of cut a track a 3.5K track. So they can tell if they're on it or they're off it. So we don't have to walk them on leads or anything. We're okay for blind dogs. But with Bob Jackson, it was really sad. Heidi went blind. She's epileptic as well. Went blind very, very slowly. And then Bob, we lost 2 terriers last year. Jim, who was kind of, a Parsons Jack Russell like Murray and John. But we knew that was coming. He had liver cancer and he was 14. And, we were able to deal with that before he got too sore or anything. And that was okay. Then 2 weeks later, we had this little freak, Jackawawa, Penny. And then it turned out she had a tumour behind her eye. So she was put down. And in 2 weeks, and Bob would get a game out of both of those dogs. And he lost his buddies and he lost his sight. And you could just sort of see him minding. And then we introduced these two, which was in so many ways ruinous. And poor Bob was a bit overwhelmed. But now he'll get Murray here. He'll get a game out of Murray.
So it's
good.
I know that you're a Dogs Trust ambassador, aren't you, Martin?
Yes, that's recent. Yes,
but it sounds like you actually bring more dogs home than you actually help at the trust. Is that true? I mean,
have you been to one of their centres?
No, I dare not, because I think I would find it very hard not to leave them all there.
It's like Amsterdam. Yeah. They're all in their little windows with a bed and some toys.
That's a bizarre.
And me and Jack have no idea. I have no idea. I don't understand the reference.
Okay, the Reaper Barn in Hamburg. If you walk down there, they're just in their windows with a toy. Look what I can do with this bear. It's so lovely.
What do you do for the Dogs Trust? Are you going out giving talks or?
I'm not giving talks. I don't know anything. But we have for 10 years. We had a fair. Which was a fun fair, trade stand, stalls, dog and pony show, and a heavy horse show on the land. And we'd always have the Dogs Trust because when Emily was little, it's such a brilliant charity because it's a crowded marketplace, isn't it? But if you adopt a dog, it sends you a Valentine's card, Christmas card. It just stays in touch, and they keep you, which is a really clever way of just keeping their presence in your mind.
Yes.
But also, why not give something back to your donor? If it's just a little Valentine's card or something.
We've all done. I was a friend of Winchester Cathedral for a while, and I gave up because I never got a card from that place. Nothing. This is a one-way ticket. I'm not doing it anymore. I felt used, actually. So, as a child, were you very animal-oriented? Did you have a dog? We
did. We had. It was initially my sister's dog. My dad was quite a cat man, but he died when I was quite young. But we had cats that were sort of given because they were sort of what was left of him in a way. So they were kind of had an elevated status that, frankly, I don't think they deserve. But we have 2 cats here anyway. But then we got a little dog, Jemima, who. I did quite... and she was a little white dog, and I do like these little white dogs. Murray could model for the Dogs Trust logo, couldn't he?
Oh, he's a gorgeous dog,
sweet.
Murray. Funny enough, on my desk, I've got... I'll show you. I don't know why I got this, but I've had this for ages, which is, his master's voice.
Oh, yeah.
I was given that years ago, and he just stays on my desk, but he reminds me of Murray there. They're very similar. Although, of course, yours is real and mine is made of plaster. But I do have a real dog as well.
There are advantages to yours.
There are. Yeah.
Martin, you wrote a book, A Dog's Life, a while ago. It's all about the deep bond between humans and dogs.
It's more about dogs.
Fair enough, yes.
I made a TV series about dogs.
Yeah.
Because somebody came down and they were making a behind-the-scenes thing about Doc Martin, which had a dog in it. And we'd always go down there with our dogs. And then there were various crew members had their dogs. And then the farm where the base on had their dogs. So it was dog heaven. And because it's a British holiday destination, people take their dogs with them. And then it sort of became apparent that I liked dogs, and people were practically asking me to bless their dog, or I'd really flatter them on how nice their dog was. And then somebody came up with it. I said, "What's your dog's name?" She said, "I don't, it's not my dog. I just..." And then somebody said you should do a thing about dogs, which seemed a great idea, and it included we had a Labrador Arthur, who's is behind me, and we were going to puppy class, so we filmed that and we filmed all that. But then during that, I went all around the world went to Australia to meet some dingoes, went to Africa because a friend of mine had a hunting dog breeding program. I went to where else did I go? Went to America, and I got buried in the snow in Yellowstone Park, and a search and rescue dog found me, and all of that sort of malarkey. And
was that arranged, or did you genuinely just go out and get lost like a useless actor would?
No, it was arranged, and to be honest, I wasn't remotely scared. I was watching Dad's Army on my phone in the hole.
Of course you are.
Of course I knew they'd find me.
Yes, that's obviously the trick.
Spending that much time with so many dogs, has it given you a kind of special... Do you think you have some sort of insight into dogs that maybe some of our listeners wouldn't have?
I don't know.
No.
I appreciate the way they live in the moment.
Yes, yes. Okay, I think we've said that in the past as well. It's a great lesson to be reminded occasionally, isn't it? That they don't think, oh, where have you been all day, and they don't think what's going to happen tomorrow. They just enjoy the fact that you're there, and there's they're warm and comfortable, and it's a nice moment. It's a very good reminder constantly to have.
Isn't it?
It
and
is.
Also to be enthusiastic about anything you see.
Totally. Yes. They're like little four-legged Buddhists around the place, aren't they? It's a great thing to have. So you must be away a fair bit of the time filming. I mean, you're a very busy man. So what happens? Who's the main dog and animal carer in the household?
Well, a lot of actors have spent an awful lot of time not busy. But we quite often work. My wife and I quite often work away together.
Yes.
But if that is, we have Faye moves in.
Right.
Faye comes.
Faye is a bit, your sort of girl Friday, is that?
Faye, she is, and her daughter Lacey, and they've all, the dogs love them.
Perfect.
And, yeah. You just have to accept help, don't you?
You do. Do you ever take any of the dogs with you? Do you when you're away?
So tomorrow. Oh no, you did it last time. Tomorrow, I'm taking a horse to the hospice, not for treatment. Right. Hang on.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
So, Martin has just gone to see what the noise is all about. He's
kicking off.
Momentarily left the podcast, but he will be back. Should we play the Potter's Wheel or something while we wait for Martin to come back?
Well, you could explain how you never mentioned that you've got a dog on your table.
Well,
a model of a dog.
It's by the side of my computer, so you can't see the dog. But I might place him somewhere so that he is in shot. It'd be quite good. I could have him behind me.
That was quite the revelation.
Yes, wasn't it?
Was it? Okay. Yeah, no. He's
How
been...
have you kept that quiet for 2 years?
I know.
Sorry.
No,
Martin's back.
Martin's back. Was it?
John, come in. And you?
Martin and John are back.
Here's John.
Martin, what was
this? This is Murray's brother, John.
Oh, this is John. Oh, wonderful. Yes, I got... They're gorgeous dogs, aren't they?
Murray?
What was happening? What were they kicking off about?
What happened?
Somebody knocked at the door.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. How dare they?
Yes. You were talking about the taking a horse to the local hospice, as we often do talk about these things.
Yes.
So talk us through that, because it's an amazing thing.
I've been doing it for a few years. I just every now and again take a horse down there, and they like to just come out. He's a big horse. He's like 18 hands Clydesdale, and they just like to touch him. Really, not indoors.
No. Okay.
But then afterwards, I'll take a dog around the wards when everyone's come out to see the horse, and then the people who can't come out, I'll take a dog around, and that's just fabulous. You chuck a dog on someone's bed.
Yeah.
You know that excitement when you're a kid, the weight of a dog. If you go to somebody else's house where they're allowed dogs upstairs, and the weight of a dog. Do you know Julie Graham, the actress?
Yes, I know of. Yeah.
She had a dog called Diva, a Staffy, and Diva they used to come and stay with us. And when my daughter was tiny, Diva would come upstairs while I read Emily a story, and then I'd go And Diva would wait till Emily was asleep before she came down.
Oh, that's adorable. Oh. Yeah. So
sweet.
I'm amazed that you could actually take a horse to the hospice, though. So patients will actually get up and come out and say hello and.
Yeah. And they just
amazing.
like, especially those great big horses. He's got lots of feathers at the bottom of his legs.
Yes.
People they do have a gut emotional. Well, some people get a gut. I do. A sort of emotional response to them, and the nurses like to see them, and everybody just likes to sort of touch him. But this is Patrick. Shut up. What was I saying? This is Patrick. He's my new young horse. It'll be his first time tomorrow, but he'll be good as gold.
Right.
And then Murray's done the hospice. John's doing the hospice.
And how are you with the training? How well trained are these dogs, Martin?
Okay.
Yeah.
So when John and Murray killed that deer.
Which we don't know about yet, but we do now.
We knew it was time to take them seriously. And just because of the way we roll here, we don't bother with leads and things like that. And when the time was right, we just went walking, and then there was a bit of running off and a bit of disappearing. So we got some GPS trackers so we could see where they were. And then the deer. And then there was a lamb who that was Murray. They chased into a fence and dislocated its leg, and then opened its throat up a bit. So I bought
Deary me.
I scooped it up, brought it home, put it in one of the stables, had the vet put its leg in plaster for 6 weeks, and the wound healed. And I called her Jasmine, and Jasmine's now gone to live with someone who works with us with the horses for her forever home. She's got other pet sheep, so that was a happy ending. But we had to take the training seriously because the ewes with the baby lambs go out in March. So this was all going on at the beginning of the year. So we found a lady in Devon who did livestock training, and we went down and spent the day with her, with John and Murray, and she gave us this homework. 4 training sessions a day with each dog separately for 5 weeks.
You seem happy about that.
Oh my God, it was a nightmare. And I was working. Poor Philippa took the brunt of it, really.
Yeah,
it was like mind-numbingly boring. Recall, stay, walking around, peel, all of that.
Yeah.
And then we went back to see her for a day. And now, hey presto, we've got the best trained dogs we've ever had. And putting recall on a Jack Russell isn't funny.
No, because they're very kind of single-minded, aren't they, Jack Russells? They're gorgeous dogs, but perfect.
Perfect word. They got one thought at a time. Yeah.
Are you glad you did that? Do you really kind of feel the benefits of training a dog once you have?
I'm so glad, Sean, because we completely freaked out because of where we live. There's livestock everywhere, and we thought, what are we doing? We can't live our life the way we used to.
No.
With leads and this and that. And now I'm so pleased. I'm so proud of them, and so happy with them. And we just enjoy them. And there's so much.
Yeah. And that's key to it. Being able to enjoy your dog, and your dog is going to be a happier animal after all. And they occasionally, they do need that bit of discipline to be really happy and fulfilled dogs. I think, anyway.
I totally agree with you. They need some boundaries, and then they go, "Okay,
that's right." Yeah.
These are our parameters.
Like children, and like Sean actually.
Accept that.
Now you work with dogs as well in your capacity as an actor. How is that? Yeah. Do you enjoy
Fantastic.
that? Yeah.
Absolute joy. Yeah, I've worked with loads of dogs, but there was one called Dodger who was the dog in Doc Martin.
Yes.
And he was a Dog's Trust dog.
Yeah.
He was amazing. And Sonia, his trainer, we just had so much fun. I mean, that is seriously one of the happiest working relationships I've ever had.
That's a really nice, and I think a lot of actors who've worked with you will be vaguely insulted by it.
Neil Morris will be really glad to hear that. Really touched.
But it speaks very well of you. I heard that you with Dodger. I heard that you added any shouting in post. You did that as post production.
Oh yeah.
Just so he wouldn't be upset.
it'd be point if I started yelling at him, he'd just swerve me.
That's really, really sweet. That's really sweet.
But you see, to my mind, there was nothing funnier than. Well, there's not much funnier than a dog, is there? They're just funny.
No.
To have dogs adore someone who hates them and follow him around and sort of worship him while he just hates them and thinks they're unhygienic.
In your house, I can imagine. I already know part of the answer to this because behind you, I can see. Yes. I can see. Well, one dog is on your lap and the other's on the sofa behind you.
Yeah.
So I won't ask. Are they allowed on the furniture? Where do they all sleep, though, Martin? Are they?
In here, in the kitchen.
In the kitchen. Okay.
They don't go upstairs. Well, Murray does sometimes, but he's not supposed to.
I see.
So upstairs is off limits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Again, to have that boundary is a good thing. And this is the question we always finish on. Do you let your dogs or any of your dogs kiss you on the mouth?
Oh, what, when they lick your mouth?
Yeah.
Do you know why a dog does that?
Why?
It's encouraging you to vomit food for it to eat.
Ah, okay.
As it did with its mother. So I think it's only fair to oblige that request.
They're only going to make that mistake once.
Just a little coffee sip, and yeah.
Thank you. We'll try that. We'll try that for next week. Thank you, Martin.
I mean, they do, because the famous thing about their saliva is it's very antiseptic. It's very, very sterile.
Is it?
Because of the way they've evolved, they eat crap, don't they?
Yeah.
So if they were giving, so their saliva kind of detoxifies things. Now, I'm not a real scientist. I might have made that up, but
I'm going to go with it. It makes me feel a lot better about my doings.
Do you ever lick your dog's mouth?
I wouldn't say I go the other way, no. But Mildred does love to absolutely go for me.
What's Mildred?
Mildred's a cockapoo. She's sleeping at the moment. She's having a little nap. But a very kissy dog. Very kissy dog.
Very kissy. That's the spaniel in him, isn't it? I reckon.
Yeah. You're probably right. Yeah.
Well, we must ask Martin about the Dogs Trust National Survey that's happening. I think you might have a bit of an update for us, apparently, Martin. Do you?
Have I?
If you don't worry. That's why I was jumping in.
Yes, it's been a phenomenal success. Remember Christmas. Thanks.
Maybe I'll just fill in that it's on until the 23rd of June. And it takes about 15 minutes to fill in. I've already done it, so yes.
So we just
I was going to do it this morning, but then a plumber came, and then the saddler came. I had to get on my horse. This is my excuses. Yes, but otherwise, I'm going to do it now.
Yeah. Well, I will as well. As soon as we've finished this,
yes.
I'll jump on and do that. But
I've already done it. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. It remains just to thank you so much for joining us. Really, really good of you to spare the time, and lovely to hear all about your dogs. Good luck with the.
You want to hear about my sea monkeys?
What?
Excuse me. Excuse me.
The sea monkeys.
Yeah.
Can
you see them?
Yes, I can. What are they? Oh,
look at their antics. Look at them. They're up to something.
That's the maddest thing. Honestly, yeah. I mean, we had Bill Bailey on a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, well, it'd be a long time before we get anyone as mad as Bill on again. Little did I know.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And look out for my Sea Monkey podcast. I'm sure it'll be out there.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Cheers,
Thank you, Martin.
Thanks, Martin. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Martin Clunes.
What a wonderful revelation that was to meet the real Martin Clunes, because I only know him. I've met him once before, but I only know him on the screen. I'm sure I don't know if you do as well.
Yeah.
And what a delight! A full house of all kinds of animals. Really wonderful.
And I can't believe it's taken us this long doing Oh My Dog to get to the information that saliva is this great kind of
antiseptic.
There
could be two reasons for that. Either we've been negligent in our research, or that's a lie. So I think we need to maybe some listeners will know better and be able to let us know.
Yes, you are. No, you're absolutely right. And there's also a third option, which is it's been said several times, and the two of us have both forgotten.
It's gone straight over our heads.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like so many things. Yeah.
Do you want me to tell you?
Guest. Go on.
Do you want me to tell you? It says dog saliva does have some mild antibacterial properties, but it's not a universal antiseptic.
Yeah, not as good as Savlon. I think we can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you all for listening to Oh My Dog. We hope you're enjoying getting to know a different side of our guests through their love of dogs.
Yes, please go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're now on YouTube. That's at OMD Pod. And please do get in touch by emailing us at hello@omdpod.com and find us on Instagram at OMDPod. You'll find lots of extra content there, and we clip up the show as well so you can enjoy watching. Maybe see Martin's sea monkeys.
You might do, yeah. I wonder what you're going to say then. Don't forget to give us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. Well, and remember, a dog is for life, not just for podcasts.
We're falling apart. It's cracked.
This is getting so amateur. This podcast.
It's just a disaster.
We set out with such high ambitions.
Oh my God. Martin didn't even know what podcast he was on.
He thought it was something to do with country life. Oh, dear.
Oh.